Hey guys, what's going on? So today I have a video that I've been meaning to do for quite a while. And that's my top 5 favorite DSBM albums. So yeah, my opinions have changed a little bit of the genre over time. I don't think it's a great genre as a whole, but the bands that do it good, do it very good, and make it very enjoyable. Although there's definitely a lot of generic DSBM bands that all sound the same. The ones that don't sound the same are fucking fantastic. So yeah, and also in the background I'm listening to Gorgoroth's Pentagram, fucking amazing album, and one of my favorite Gorgoroth albums. I've actually been listening to quite a lot of black metal lately. It's just matched with the weather, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of pretentious, but it's true. So anyways, I have one honorable mention, and that's Cold World with Melancholy Square, or Melancholy 2, however you want to pronounce it. Great album, a lot of really nice melodies, although I would say it's a little more than just straight up DSBM, although not all the albums on this list are straight up DSBM. Definitely a great album though, a lot of interesting melodies, really great atmosphere. Production reminds me a little bit of Burzum's Philosophen, so yeah, but amazing album. So anyways, now on to the actual list. So number 5 we had was technically one of the first, if not the first, DSBM albums, and that's Bethlehem with Dictius in the Care. Definitely not for everybody. This album is fucking insane. The vocals are very influential for the genre as a whole. I mean, a lot of bands like Silencer and fucking Life Lover, and even Shining a little bit, still some of this vocal style with the really high-pitched kind of vocals. And then some of the more, although Bethlehem kind of has some more lower stuff here and there, like some more slightly guttural stuff, but the vocal performance from Latterman, I think that's how you pronounce the guy's name, it's fucking fantastic. I have to be in the right mood for it, though. I don't know, the atmosphere on the sound is just really creepy. It's like being inside of a fucking mental asylum, like literally. It starts out really crazy with the first track on here. I'm not going to try pronouncing the song titles because they're all in German. The album also translates to "You Must Kill Yourself," so you already know what you're fucking in for. Sounds insane. A lot of doom metal influence on here. Their first album was actually, I believe, like Blackened Doom. And then this album is more like DSBM, like pro DSBM with some like doom metal elements. And later on, I think they never really did anything quite as good as this, but this is definitely their best album, and it's their most popular for good reason. I mean, every song on here is amazing. I'd say my favorite though is the 5th song on here. That song has this one creep part with like a piano and just him like screeching over it that always sticks in my head whenever I hear it, and it's just really creepy and demented and just fucked sounding. But yeah, please check out this album if you have not. This is Bethlehem with Dictius in the Care. Pretty underrated in my opinion. So yeah, it's just really great proto DSBM. I can understand if you wouldn't like this, but I mean, it's just amazing. So Bethlehem, Dictius in the Care. Next album on this list could definitely be called a straight up DSBM album. It's from one of the biggest bands in the genre. That's Xasthur with Nocturnal Poisoning. I love this album. I can definitely understand why some people don't like Xasthur because a lot of his stuff is pretty repetitive. But for me, it's trance-inducing, and I don't know, it's just nice to zone out too. Yeah, there's some awesome melodies on here. Very raw, fuzzy-sounding production. Not very aggressive, of course, but just very entertaining. Well, but at the same time, it's not something you want to just sit down and listen to. It's kind of backgroundy, because not a lot happens. Like I said, it's very repetitive, but it's amazing. A lot of the songs up here are very long. They're about like 10 minutes, or around that time. This is before Xasthur had his logo he uses now, which I think is a better logo. But yeah, this is also back when he used corpse paint. But there's some really great songs on here. It's not the most depressing album ever, but it definitely leaves you feeling kind of weird. And the Hated Battle is a really cool opener. Soul Abduction Ceremony, it's got a really nice riff. Get Through Bloodstained Mirrors, probably the most popular song here. One of the most popular Xasthur songs. His cover of Black Imperial Blood for Mutilation is fucking fantastic. And the rest of the songs in here are also great. I especially love the outro track, Forgotten Depths of Nowhere. It's just like a synthesizer track, and it's just really, like, tragic sounding. I don't know. It's a really tragic sounding album, to be honest. But there's more than just sounding miserable. There's some more evil sounding parts. It's just a really great album. And I've listened to this album quite a lot. So yeah, that's Xasthur with Nocturnal Poisoning. Alright, next one. You could argue that this isn't a DSBM band, or that this is a DSBM album, but it definitely has a lot of strong elements of it, and this is definitely, if you're going to call one album from this band DSBM, it has to be this one. This is Leviathan with the 10th Sublevel of Suicide. Insanely good album. I mean, one of the things I love about Leviathan is that he mixes so much weird shit with just traditional black metal. I mean, this album sounds like Darkthrone on acid, basically. It's fucking perfect, and this is probably the best Leviathan album, although I also really like Tentacles of Horror. There's the album cover. Funny thing, I always thought this album cover looked a lot, the layout was very similar to Blaze of the Northern Sky from Darkthrone, so that's kind of funny, but So many great, every song here is great, really. The intro is pretty cool. Fucking Your Ghost and Chains of Ice, one of the best songs on here. Awesome riffs, kind of a punky riff in the chorus. Sardona Scorn, there's a really creepy part where it's just like a piano part and then the bass line. And I think the drums like really quietly, and then just these really high-pitched, creepy-ass screams. The Bitter Emblem of Dissolve is pretty good, although it's kind of a grower. Scenic Solitude and Leprosy is great. Submersed is a really amazing like ambient instrumental. I usually don't like ambient tracks, and they're just kind of boring to me, but that one's actually really good. It has a really nice melody to it. It's very melancholic. Mine Molten Armor is probably my favorite song on the album. There's one part of that song that just sounds evil as fuck. And this album is both both depressive and fucking badass. And the atmosphere on this album is really nice to listen to when it's like nighttime kind of, and you're just like out. I don't know, like I've listened to this album in like car rides at nighttime, and for some reason it just clicks really well. But yeah, it's a very long album though, but it's definitely worth sitting through. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a grower. At least for me it was. Some of the songs here click immediately, like Fucking Your Ghost and Chains of Ice and Sardona Scorn. Some of the other ones, like The Bitter Emblem of Dissolve and Scenic Solitude and Leprosy, kind of grow on you a little bit. Nonetheless, though, definitely an essential album in black metal in general. So that's Leviathan with Tensile Level of Suicide. Let me turn over the record real quick. Alright, so now on to number 2. So this album is definitely by, in my opinion, is the first straight up DSBM band. This is Shining with the Eerie Cold. It's kind of tough for me to pick a favorite Shining album, but I think this one's probably my favorite. For me, it's really tough to choose between this one, their debut album, which is really close behind this one, and Shining 5, Homestead. I mean, everyone loves that album that's into Shining, and it's definitely an amazing album. And their first is definitely their most depressive. But I'd say this one probably has the most just weird atmosphere. A really weird album cover. Just some really great tracks in here. Like the first song, the guitar solo that opens it is just great, and there's even a riff that reminds me of like Celtic Frost kind of, which is pretty fucking cool. Track 2 is pretty good, although the track listing on this final pressing is kind of out of order for some reason. I don't know why. The title track is the best song here. It's an instrumental. And it is pretty much the same riff over and over. But it's fucking amazing, though. Like, it's a really good riff, and it's like, it adds to the atmosphere. It creates the atmosphere. And it feels like you're just in a room and something very uncomfortable is going on. That's the kind of vibe I get from that track. It's just fucking, I don't know. It's just very eerie, I guess. I mean, it's a fucking album title, but really, it's just very, like, uncomfortable, and you feel, like, almost violated. It's just insane. And the rest of the songs here are also very good. And this album actually has drumming from Hellhammer from Mayhem. So that's pretty cool. But Nicholas Varforth, this is where he started the vocal style that he started using, that he kind of became known for. This is where Shining started to get a little bit more proggy, which is pretty cool. The guitar work is fantastic on this album. And it's not even really all that repetitive other than the title track, really. This is just a really amazing album. So yeah, this is Shining with the Eerie Cold. I could talk about this album for quite a while, and Shining in general. Because Shining is one of my favorite black metal bands, actually, now. Probably like my second favorite, behind Mayhem. I fucking love this album. And it's just really amazing. And just really entertaining. And it's very fucked up and eerie. Like the album title. So that's Shining with the Eerie Cold. So my number one on this spot, or on this list, my number one spot on this list, I actually don't own. But I saw it on Discogs not long ago, and as soon as I have $25, I'm going to fucking buy that shit on vinyl. So this is, number one, is Forgotten Tomb with Songs to Leave. This is actually one of the albums that got me into black metal, oddly enough, because it's not obscure, but it's not very well, it's not as well known as, like, you know, your Dark Throne or Burzum or Bathory or Mayhem. It's a very, like, roller coaster ride of an album. That didn't make any sense. It's a roller coaster ride of an album, basically. There's some parts of this album that sound very happy, and there's some parts of this album that sound very just hopeless. And those parts contrast very well. I love Herr Morbid's vocals. His vocals are just fucking crazy. They're like a perfect medium between traditional black metal vocals and the more like Bethlehem silencery high-pitched screams. And this makes to make a perfect vocal style that's not cringeworthy or annoying, but not too vanilla sounding. The riffs on this album are just fantastic, and this album never really gets repetitive or boring, but it's still trance-inducing. The songwriting is fantastic. Every song is great. The first song here, Entombed by Winter, is one of the best tracks on the album. just really creepy, but kind of relaxing almost atmosphere, but just very, like, sad, honestly. Track 2, probably the weakest track on the album. I think it's called, oh my god, I can't remember what it's called, but the second song, probably the weakest one and probably the least depressive on the album, but it's still pretty good. Track 3, Steal My Corpse, is probably the most black melody sounding on it. There's a lot of blast beats. But there's this amazing, like, Queen guitar passages at the end of the album song, which is great. The track 4, No Way Out, is probably my second favorite track on the album. Or I can't decide between that or In Tune by Winter, but that one's probably the shortest one. It's only like 6 minutes long. Most of the songs are 10 minutes, and it's a pretty long album, even though it's like 5 songs. But that's a really good one. Like crazy, fucking sad, but happy at the same time sounding melodies. Best song here by far was the last track, Disheartenment. Amazing melodies and just insane vocal performance. I mean, this album sounds like this dude is just fucking pouring his soul into the music, and it's just fucking breathtaking. It's an amazing album. Yeah, it's just probably my favorite black metal album of all time. Either way, like, even outside of DSBM. I mean, even if you don't like DSBM, there's even people that don't like DSBM that like this album. I mean, Forgotten Tomb doesn't have the best discography, but this album is fucking just mind-blowing. It's amazing. So yeah, that's my number 1 spot. I could talk about that album for a while, but when I get that album, I'll do a review for it, definitely. But yeah, so that's my list of my top 5 DSBM albums. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. What are yours? In the comments, I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you later.